recording it vertically is wrong. It's just you need to think about the context. What are you going to use it for? And so if you do like this kind of video sideways, landscape, and then you want to put it on TikTok, then you're going to have a problem because the format doesn't fit. So it looks strange as well. There are some, like in Canva. In Canva, you can create a video like in landscape like this, and then you can put it to Canva in a vertical thing, and then you can kind of adjust yourself into the middle there somewhere. But we're going to give that a try today. So I'm hoping that everybody has a free Canva account, so that you can give a little try, and maybe upload something and record yourself, upload it, and play around with it in Canva together. Okay. So we'll get to that in a little while. So first of all, we're going to plan. So we've talked about, if we look, where's the thing? A second. Anna, were you doing your training today in Sintra, or was that?
Yesterday. It was
Oh,
yesterday.
it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, where's the thing? Okay, I'm getting into the Moodle. This is what you'll see. So a number of things that we've looked at. We've discussed hypothetical projects that you might want to do with the kids. We've discussed about what some of the challenges are or might be that you need to think about in your planning stage before their planning stage, because there's the planning stage that you have. So we talked about, how do I put this project to my students? How do I get my students talking about it, thinking, planning, dreaming, or whatever? And obviously, when if you get excited about something and you say, oh, we're going to do videos and so on, they can start to get very enthusiastic. It's because it's quite a difficult project project work to do in some ways, because there's so many moving parts, creating video, editing video, and all of the stuff that we've been talking about. But it's highly motivating. So they start to get ideas of what it is that they want to do, and all of a sudden they want to be Steven Spielberg or whatever. And the idea is that keeping it age appropriate, starting with small steps, thinking about, what are you already doing with your students? So for example, if you're doing show and tell, where they go up in the front and they have to give a presentation about something, and maybe we'll move some of the show and tells to short videos. Maybe not cancel them completely in class if they've got used to them, but give the idea of doing their show and tell on video, rather than, and then they can do it at home rather than having to do it live in class. This takes that fear of standing up in front of the whole classroom and speaking in public, which a lot of people have. I don't know if you ever heard what Jerry Seinfeld? You guys remember Seinfeld? He used to say that statistically, the most feared thing in the world is speaking in public. Okay, there are more people afraid of speaking in public than there are people afraid of dying. And so Jerry Seinfeld used to say that means that in a funeral, you probably prefer to be in the box than the one that goes up the front to give the eulogy, because that means speaking in public. And so doing video takes that part out, but it means probably some work that they have to do. So we talked about how we prepare them, and then how do they need to prepare before they press record. So we talked about that as well. So today I want to focus on what you need to plan for your video. So in the last session we have, you will be watching videos that you all created. So today I want to focus on planning your video, thinking of your idea. What is it you'd like to present? You can present your idea of what it is you want to present. You can say, okay, my video is about how I'm going to do this with my students. Or your video can be about like Kruger National Park. It doesn't matter, okay? All it is you figure out what it is that you want to do on your video. So want to focus on planning that and putting that together today, because as you do that, you will understand the process better for your students and what you need to ask them to do in the preparation stage. And remember, you're not telling every little step to your students. You have to allow them to figure things out. So you're guiding them, giving them some scaffolding, but they're the ones that do the research. They're the ones that do the work. You might want to have something written before, like maybe something on a sheet of paper or 2 sheets of paper, which is written so that you can check over it. You can check the language, so you can correct it, you can give it them back, and then they can, or you can do that in small groups. So there could be some written work that's behind here as well when you want them to write the script. And so you'll see how that works today. I'm going to allow you to work in groups. So there's 3, 6, 9, 10 people. So I'll put you in 2 groups of 2 and 2 groups of 3. You can brainstorm your topic. You can discuss with the other people in your group, I don't know what I'm going to do, and see if anybody's got some ideas. Okay. And then I want you to, first of all, brainstorm your topic and decide in your group where you're going to record. What are your ideas of where it is I'm going to record? Am I going to do it on my camera like some people did? Like I said, the one person who filmed her Lego, or the other person who filmed like out in the garden, or somebody else did it in the classroom. Are you going to do it on Zoom? Where are you going to record? What are you going to use to record? So that's all I want you to do for the moment. Okay, think about your topic, what it is I want to do my short video of 2 minutes about, and where am I going to actually record it? What am I going to use? Okay, and I want you to discuss that together. I want you to give each other ideas. I want you to help each other be brave, get unstuck. After that, we'll come back and we'll share the ideas that you had, what your initial plan is, of what it is you're going to talk about and how you're going to record it, or where you're going to record it. Then I'm going to put you back in maybe slightly larger groups where together you work on your script. Okay, your initial script. It doesn't have to be complete. And that's what I want to focus on for most of today. So very, very practical, very together in groups.
Can I ask a question, Neil?
Can ask 2. The price is the same.
Do you know, I'm like those students that never pay attention to instructions. And in Portuguese, they say, "Quer fazer?" My question is it like the final video, or is it one we're going to be doing today?
Okay, you can do your final video. Have your ideas about your final video, so that when you leave today,
Okay,
you already know where it is that you want to go.
Okay.
Because
right,
we're going to
got
come back, we'll only be together again about the 13th. Okay, so it's like 2 weeks we're not going to see each other. So it gives you what you need to do for those 2 weeks. Okay? But if we have time today, I'll ask you to record something short and then play around with it on Canva. Just so that we can like kind of get an idea of what to do. An option for what do you do after you've recorded a video, uploading it into Canva. Canva is one of the options of editing, but obviously there are others. But it just kind of gives you an idea of something that you can play with and what the limitations are on that. And do that together so that you don't feel in the next 2 weeks. Yeah? And you can ask as many questions as you want. I charge the same price. Right, so I shall zoom you all out to rooms. So I'm going to give you about half an hour. And it will count down. So I'm going to give you 28 minutes plus the 2 minutes that it counts down. So that's the total of the half an hour. Would you prefer to have two people in two groups of two, or would you prefer to be in all groups of three with one group of four?
I think bigger groups, just in case internet or something happens and somebody disappears.
Bigger groups, yeah, right. More interesting, I think.
Hi, Maria João.
So I have one group of four and two groups of three. All right. I think
Well,
there's.
I was in the room with Elsa and Marta, and they have young learners. I have teenagers, but we decided or talked about it, what to do with young learners, and maybe a presentation sort of show and tell where they present themselves. They could talk about their favorite topic. Maybe they would start with their name, their age, likes and dislikes, and maybe they could work in groups so that they could help each other. It would be at the end of the year so that they can present what they've learned, sort of a summary using English.
Hello again, or hello for the first time.
Maybe
Maybe Elsa and Marta can talk a little bit more.
Okay, but what did you brainstorm for yourselves?
Sorry?
What did you come up? They can talk. What did you do for yourselves? What do you think about what you're going to record? That's what I want to focus on.
Well, I was thinking about actually I still have some questions. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Well, I've decided I'm going to do my video is going to be a model video. If it will be for third graders or fourth graders, I still haven't decided yet, but it would be like I could use in third and fourth graders, I think, because it would be like a end of the year presentation where they could talk about a little bit about themselves, like Isabel said, start with their name and age, and then maybe talk a little about how they go to school, describe their class, how many students, how is their best friend, like Suzanne is my best friend, she has got big brown eyes, and use the give small sentences from each topic, like a end of the year, a wrap up of the year. But keep it small, simple sentences, where they could maybe tell us what was their favorite unit in the book, and if choosing a favorite unit, maybe talk a little bit more about it. But it's still very, cloudy. But ideas are coming, I think.
Another group.
Okay.
Maybe our group. No, okay.
Sorry, Pedro.
You go first.
We were talking, the four of us talked about what we're going to do, and Maria João said she was going to work on human rights. I'm going to work on what's behind me. Okay, so I'll be showing you where the Kruger Park is.
Okay.
And I've collected a lot of pictures and videos from my cousins, and they've been sending me. So that's what I'm going to choose the best. We haven't decided yet I think none of us have decided where we're going to record. But we talked about Canva, and Canva seems to be very interesting and quite easy to follow. Well, it seems easy, but we'll have to try out until we get it right, I suppose. Margarida and Anna don't yet know what exactly they're going to do, but they have got some ideas. I think that wraps up what we talked about in our group.
Okay, cool. Pedro, your group.
I didn't know that I had to speak for the three of us because I don't remember what they are going to do. Perhaps they will.
Well, delegate.
So I'm not sure about what I'm going to do either, but maybe it's going to be a video guide of my little wonderful town, Ponsor. So we've had some. This idea is borrowed from Anna. Actually, she gave me about 10 ideas, and I think I'm going to use this one. One of the ideas was playing like Professor Hermano Saraiva, or trying to
Foi
to
aqui.
act.
Este
Foi
lugar.
aqui em Ponte de Sor que maybe I can I can do that. And maybe my colleagues can say what they are going to do.
I just had a change of heart right now. I was gonna do well, just one of my favorite speaking activities with my students, which is just using any object and telling the story of that object, because every object has a story. Or I'm actually thinking, I love poetry. I love rap. I love music. So I'm not going to sing. No, 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 no. But I might do a poem, not mine, but just reciting a poem,
Okay.
you know, like spoken word and rhythm. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to challenge myself to recite a poem, giving it a bit more. So I think I'm going to do that.
Okay. So a good idea is if you had a thought about what it is you'd like to do with your students, do it first. So if you're thinking about, get my students to do a short presentation about themselves, then make yours a short presentation about yourself. What you can imagine that you would do with your class, with your students, or ask your students to do according to their age group, you do. Okay, so it depends. Like, for example, Pedro's got kids who have a book club.
Tertulia.
Tartaruga.
It's a book club. It's a book club too.
He did his PhD in it, so Dr. Book Club. But the kids are at a group that can actually interact a little bit in English. So, if he shows you around Ponte Sword, it's something that conceivably those kids that are doing the tortulhas could also do. It's not outside their range of language. So if you do like younger learners, then keep it really, really simple and make sure that language is the language that you're using in the classroom. It's the language of what you're teaching.
Sandra has a really nice idea as well for hers.
Sandra, tell us.
I was thinking of doing an advert, actually. Since we talked about advertisement. I would love to do an advert about an Irish pub, but I'm not going to ask my students to. I was listening to your suggestion. I'm not going to ask students to do an advert for an Irish pub. But we went through that, through how students could understand how ads work, what is the most important thing. If they choose a specific either company or product or whatever, they have to see. Anna was we were talking about what do you need to know, what do you want to do, how do you want people to feel, do you want them to have a laugh, that kind of target, to define the target, and to see what we could do to get that emotion out of the ad. And also it would need of course a script, obviously. As far as I'm concerned, the challenge is it would, I'm sure it would imply a lot more editing than just if I'm talking and recording.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to that. So that would be my challenge personally.
Yeah, cool. So the idea of scripting is the preparation stage, but also like in terms of our students, it's an opportunity. They're already getting to think about the language that they're going to use because it's prepared language. They're not just going to stand there and speak like ad hoc. So it gives them the opportunity to prepare, but it also gives you the opportunity as teachers to check what it is that they're writing, what they're planning, what they're scripting, and give them pointers, maybe corrections. Maybe it can be, you know, something which is work that they do, which you bring in and then you look at in groups, or you put them in groups so that they give feedback to each other before the recording stage. So there are quite a few things before the actual recording stage. And then you can, you know, I want to be careful about the idea that you think that you have to give them everything. The idea here is to not give them everything. So it forces them to figure things out themselves, which is why it's a project-based idea, that they struggle through where do they record, what software and hardware are they going to use. They might ask you for ideas, and then you kind of say, well, maybe you need to talk about that in your little group and come up with some ideas, and then share with everybody in the class where you got your ideas from, what you learned, because you want them to learn a whole bunch of other skills. But as we talked about at the beginning when we were talking about the perfil dos alunos, if we want to go through the whole set of competencies, you know, problem solving, autonomy, critical thinking, working in groups, so the social side of things, all of the different aspects are also what they're learning. They're not only learning the language, they're learning the language through an activity which stretches them in other ways as well, which is really what makes it worthwhile. So what I want you to do now, so I'm going to give you, that was that instruction here. So I put in the chat where is it that I want you to be thinking about, because you have to have something more solid, and maybe even have tried maybe recording something before the next session, so that we can find out where the problems are, where the difficulties are, where you kind of, I got really frustrated on this part, or I didn't understand how to do the editing, or I didn't understand, you know, the lighting was bad, or this, that, the other. Okay. And to share your experiences and what you found that worked, what you found that wasn't working, so you can do that with each other. But in order to do that, you kind of need to make some progress towards what it is that you're going to actually present. So I want to give you the opportunity to, so I'm going to put you in groups again. I'll put you in the same group, and I want you to, together, so somebody who's got a Canva account, if you don't have one in the group, make one quickly. So I'll show you my Canva. So this is my Canva, and this is my free account. Okay, I have 2 pro accounts. So I have 2 teams that I belong to which have pro accounts. But that would be cheating if I used that. That would be cheating, because I would have something that probably you don't have. So this was B-roll. So this is something that I created. Do you remember seeing this?
Yes.
Okay, this was B-roll. This was just something that I made as I made the video. I slipped these things in the middle, but this was made from actually here in Canva, just writing what I wanted, and it created what it was that I wanted. But it makes very, very, very short, very short things. So if I go to create a new design, then I can choose videos, and then it gives me all these different formats of video that I could use. So it gives me the YouTube video style, the landscape style, which is, if you notice here, it's the same. You've got a mobile video, YouTube Shorts, TikTok video, Facebook video. These are the ones that when you publish a video on your wall in Facebook, so that they're square. So the different types of video you have here. So if you take the landscape one, now it gives you this thing here, and what you can do is you can add a piece of media. You can upload a video that you've made yourself, or an image that you've made. So if I look at that image there, that's actually my microphone, but I want it to fit in the video. So let's say, I'm taking that. I'm not sure if you can actually record video with Canva, or whether you have to record somewhere else and upload it to Canva. I think that's what you have to do. So
we can record with Canva.
You can record with Canva?
I did it once.
Okay. I've never recorded with Canva. I record with Zoom.
Neil, there's a record yourself under upload files. Maybe that's it.
Okay, I can't see it. But anyway.
Under the upload files.
Record yourself.
Record yourself.
Record a talking head, screen recorder for a desktop, or generate an AI voice. So if you do that,
maybe that's.
Then it's going to ask to get in your camera, and then it's going to record this little circle, and I put pictures in my presentation. So I can have this circle here, or I can have it here. I can make it bigger, I guess. I'm not sure. Okay. Change the shape. Oh, there we are. That's nice. Now you can see what's behind me. And so on. So you can do that, where you make it a circle or whatever. You put your pictures in there. So if, for example, if you're doing Kruger Park, then you will upload your pictures that you have here, and you would talk about them in that part. So you need to figure out how that works. So what I want you to do is to, in your groups, play around a little. Okay? Play around a little, and maybe record yourselves, one or two of you, but so that you have something that you can record about, I have my little cards. So in the chat, you will see my little cards, and you can pick one and you can record yourself reading this and answering the question. So you might want to download the picture, put it on the screen in Canva, and then record yourself, or whatever, play around. You will hate your voice if you've never recorded yourself before. That's okay. Everybody feels the same. You're not used to listening to your own voice, but at some point when you do become more used to it, you realize that it's not that strange. That's just your normal voice. I ran away from this for a long time. I was told when I was working with Porta Editora, you have to record, and I was saying, yeah, not going to happen. And then almost 10 years later, here's me recording. I could have started this 10 years ago, but couldn't get over that hump of I hate recording, I hate seeing myself. So it's getting over that hump. And obviously, it's another bonus when we're doing this with the kids, they're also getting over it as well themselves. So there are some things, if you want to record yourself, play around with Canva, see how that goes. You don't have to all record. Maybe you could record one of you and take the recording from Zoom. So I think you can record in breakout rooms. If you want to record in breakout rooms, then you can try it out, play around. Okay. I'm recording now, but if I go up on my, I don't know if this comes up, if I'm able to share my screen. Maybe I'll share my screen here. So if I come up here and I say spotlight for everyone, then that's what we'll record. The spotlight will be recording, okay? It doesn't do it when I'm sharing. Okay, so you can see now that you're all at the top or by the side or whatever you have it, and I'm the main figure here. And then when I take off, remove the spotlight, then come back again. That's what we record there. So if you want to try it out, play around. I'm going to give you another half an hour to play around, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we got anywhere. Yeah? Scary? Okay. So did you learn a little bit about Canva? Everything we do, you kind of got to learn it, fiddle and learn it. Okay. How did it go? How did you find it? What was good? What wasn't good?
May I?
Yep.
So we tried on Canva. We thought that it was actually easier than we thought. However, there are some challenges. For example, we were deciding, well, we tried to pick a picture, then a short video, then a song, then create a slogan, something like that, to have our voice recorded. And well, one of the problems is I think we've chosen some premium either video or photos, and then I cannot save it because it's the free version.
Okay.
So first step, make sure everything is free. So that's what I've learned. Then we were trying to edit because we had a song and we wanted to put the audio recording on top of, so how to fade the sound so we could that was also a struggle. Still not sure about it, but it's trial and we're trying.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is a sound again, because you mentioned that well, the sound has to be good, right? So if there's the background song, then maybe not audible. And so, but it was rather easier than it seemed. This, when we record our video, it's in uploads, which was strange, for a strange place to find the recording, I believe. And that's it.
Okay. So what you find is that there are things that you realize that you want to do, like fade. Okay, so how do I do that? And then you find out. It's called just-in-time learning. It's when you realize you need to learn something, so you learn it. And this is one of the things that you ask people to do stuff, or you want to do something yourself, and you think, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. So I always think that you should learn when you don't need it, so that you know how to do it when you do need it. So playing around, fiddling with things, just, kind of making a little bit of a hobby, recording yourself, that stuff that nobody's going to see. Maybe, like Anna said, reciting a poem, record yourself doing a poem, and then edit that, put some background music under it, see what it sounds like, and fiddle around. Then you learn, oh, okay, this is what I need to do to lower the sound of the music, and so on. Okay, great. Another group. So that was Sandra's group.
Maybe I can share something.
Okay.
We were giving our first steps with Canva. We were trying to answer one of those questions. How would I get along with my clone? We chose that because we thought it was one of the funniest questions with more things to say. And we started to introduce kind of an intro. It was not a slide. Well, how do we call that? Then we recorded Margarita's voice answering that question. Then we were trying to extend or make it shorter. We were trying to figure out how we could change the picture in the video. And then our first idea was to have the four of us answering the same question. Then we thought maybe it wouldn't work out, and we were trying to select another question. We were looking at the question, that one about the jobs, the funniest, the hardest. And they all said that they haven't had any different job. Then I told them that I had worked in the shoe industry. Then Margarita found a nice clip, and I said, "That's it. That was me." And we stopped. So the breakout room stopped when we were trying to record. We were trying to find out how we could record my voice, working with different accounts, and we were sharing that the idea that we can share email accounts and give permission to edit. We stopped our work at that point. But it was a very good experience. We loved while we were working, meaning that it's a good way to start working on our own videos.
Yeah. And obviously
it seemed manageable. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. No, go on.
No, it seemed manageable. So just clicking on things, experimenting. I really thought the clips were interesting, and the fonts, the different fonts. I had some difficulty extending the video time. It wouldn't allow me to add more time. I don't know why. So I just manually did it. I just copy and pasted the same picture. And yes, I recorded myself answering the question with the little circle. Actually, I opted for a rectangle, and I thought it was really interesting. If we get a microphone, because the sound was not very good, I think it has great potential. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, as I said, one of the things that you can do is to find videos on YouTube, how to, on Canva. How do you record yourself giving a presentation in Canva? So there are ways that you can find out. So if the kids get stuck, you don't have to explain it to them. You can just say, look, go find it somewhere. It'll find a tutorial. Last group. There's a group missing.
In our group, I think at least I went into what am I going to do? How am I going to record? What video am I going to use? And I admit that I totally forgot about your questions. So
It's okay.
I started searching
Doesn't matter.
for videos in Canva that I could use as a model. I actually found one about clothes, and I started imagining, okay, I can use this one and, you know, record. We were talking about it, giving different ideas, and do a voiceover, like using the video, cut the sound of the video and all the text. I could add my own text because you can do that, right? And maybe record myself describing what I'm wearing using the video thing. Let's do a today's fashion show days. We were almost beginning to record when the breakout room, we had to leave breakout room.
Okay.
But it was something like that. So today's fashion show, in this picture, in this I'm wearing, you know, and then there's a yellow blouse and white trousers, and now I'm wearing, it was really, we could use that to describe clothing. So
Sure.
I think I totally forgot about your questions because I went into, okay, what am I going to do?
They were
What
there just in case you wanted
Yeah.
something. They weren't compulsory.
Sorry,
It was just
I'm
in case you
sorry.
needed something.
I don't know about Isabel or Marta, but I totally forgot about the pictures you
Yes, but
posted.
it was great because we played a lot and I learned, so that was
Yeah.
great.
Cool. Okay, so can you imagine yourselves doing something that we could look at for the next session when we're together, maybe with Canva? You can look for other things as well. It doesn't have to be Canva. You can try it in PowerPoint. There are ways of recording yourself the same way in PowerPoint, where you can also put pictures in the background and have yourself, so you can find out that. How do I learn that? Go on YouTube and find out, find videos, tutorials. And don't be afraid to fiddle around and just play and discover and see how it will work. And as you just saw with your, the topic can be so simple. It can be a question. Now a question like the ones I asked you, even though they're simple questions, you need a higher level of language to be able to talk about a question like that. But if you're doing something like describing clothes, doing fashion, it's like any topic in the book. If you take any book that you're working with, it's full of different topics and different language and different vocabulary and different grammar, and they can just focus on something that's in the book, so they don't even have to invent very much. They can pick something that's there. And if you do something as an example for them, that's the kind of thing that you can do as an example. Just something really, really, really simple, very structured, very controlled language. So as you can see, if you plan, if you have your idea, if you write down a script, if you go, okay, then you get these, okay, now I need a picture for this, I need a picture for that. That's where you go in and fiddle and discover things, and just kind of have fun with it. Questions before we leave? Any questions? Any final thoughts?
Neil, for the next session, you want us to make a video, right?
So next one, you can just do 30 seconds, okay, of something.
Okay.
30 seconds of
And
something.
do we upload it? in?
You can just bring it and we'll just watch it.
Okay.
And you can do what we just did now. How did I do this? How did I think of this? What did I play around with? And use Canva if you want to. Use something else if you want to. Record on your phone and then upload it and play around, whatever.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing Anna doing some poetry, maybe. But remember, you don't have to actually appear with your face, yourself, if you don't want to, okay? But you should do voice, obviously, or you can. And one of the easiest ways to record yourself is open a Zoom meeting and press record. and record yourself, and then it will download onto your computer afterwards. And then you can upload that into Canva or somewhere else, and you can edit and play around with it. Okay, so next session, 2 weeks time, think about what it is that you'd like to do and start off with about 30 seconds, 15 to 30 seconds of something that you can create very, very simply.
Okay.
Okay? People, have a great week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a couple
Bye-bye,
of
you
weeks.
too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Don't
Have
forget
a nice
Appy
week.
Conference. Appy Conference.